Hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you see me? Transition, end studio, go to editor. This is the screen here. Hello, my friends. Welcome. Today is the 267th day. I have not heard back from the I haven't heard back. I haven't heard back from whatchamacallit, from the dentist, and I have not. I mean, I kind of heard back from. I've posted the bull about my balcony over here not getting any light. The whole balcony is not getting any light, and I guess I'm the only one who's complaining about it. That's how beaten down the British people are. It used to be. I used to get upset, but I never did anything because they was in America. There's always somebody else who's getting really upset. Here, no one is getting upset. But I posted it on Twitter that that Southwark Council has not taken care of my building. Let's go over here and see if we can see it over here. Good morning. Here we go. This is what I put up here. I put up. Can you see this over here? Let's see if we can see this thing over here. I've got to work on my teeth too. Thank you very much, Claire. Thank you. 77.2 kilograms today. 77. Remember, the 4 days I went on the film shoot. So call them again. Can't believe you're more arsed about your balcony than your teeth. Yeah, I guess I am. I guess I am. I also left my belt at the film shoot, which I haven't acted on. I'm industrious, but there's certain things I'm not industrious about. I mean, do you think they'll be open after 5 o'clock? I'm not sure they'll be open. Okay. Yeah, so what should I do? I should work on my teeth. I should work on the balcony. I should maybe call tomorrow about my belt, just so I get that out of my mind. I mean, last night I was at the Calliope is here. Hello, one and all, especially to you, Lewis. Oh, I love that. I love being called Lewis Dahl. Thank you very much, Calliope. Rusty Brown is here. We're building up the numbers. Andrew is. How many comedians does it take to change a light bulb? Well, I mean, I could do it. I mean, what I did with the cemeteries, what we did with the housing over there. Southwark Council is unfit to build buildings. They're unfit to own buildings. They are unfit to manage buildings or flats. They're unfit. And if you sit here and you say, "Oh, we need a better form of council flats. We need more of them and better of them and better." You don't. You don't. The government is unfit to own real estate. The government is unfit to own most things, basically. Calliope is saying hello to everything. Let me maybe I should do that. I've just gotten word that last night in Birmingham, Muslims were attacking Iranians. Yeah. Yeah, we're at war here, and we're like in the middle of it. And we're in the middle of it. Why have you waited till 5 p.m.? I sat here with a numb face because my teeth are important. Because it's not an important tooth. It's not one of these teeth. It's a tooth in the back. I had problems with it before when I fell down, or so. I don't remember. I don't remember the entire history of this tooth. When I got into I'm not going to say what happened with it, but because I left this tooth. Can you see that there? There it grows, and I left this tooth here. But that's so my teeth are spreading out beautifully, and they spread out beautifully when you're eating carbs. When you're not eating carbs. When you're not eating carbs. I do take advice. I do take advice. I do things. I do things. I called up the dentist twice and I sent them an email. That's three things, and I will do it again tomorrow. I was almost arrested as I was seen leaving the cemetery with a shovel, but I brought the shovel on my way to the cemetery for my garden. I guess, though, they thought I was grave robbing. It was 2 p.m., not 2 a.m. What, they stopped you from leaving the cemetery? I mean, I know cemeteries. I spent 8 years fighting to save the cemeteries in this country. Fighting to save the cemeteries. If you Google Lewis Schaffer, Lewis Schaffer Cemetery. There we go. Man chains himself to a tree cutting machinery in protest. Delightfully dead Nunhead Cemetery is buried alive. Hundreds march in Camberwell Old Cemetery. Nunhead comedian Lewis Schaffer. Southwark Council has resumed destroying memorials. Lewis Schaffer and Son talking about Southwark Woods. Council plans for Camberwell Cemetery woodlands. I mean, just look at it, page after page. Let's see. Let's go 9 pages in. 9 pages in. Okay, maybe that's not here. So it's another Lewis. Grave problems. Review of the year. What was this? 1919. There you go. Look at this. This is what Southwark Council did. Can you see this over here? This is what Southwark Council did. There you go. Look at this. Look what they did. They just destroyed the place. The people buried 48,000 people buried in this one little area here. They don't care. They don't care. It's Southwark Council. It's and it's always been bad in Southwark. Maybe it's always been bad. Maybe I shouldn't get involved in it because we're headed into war. It's into a war period. This is this is me last night with this how dark the place is. Can you see how dark it is? Good morning, Southwark Council says. Please email your details, address, etc. to ecoms Southwark, and the team will investigate further. I said, why don't you ask your repairs department for the information? Why don't you call me up on the phone? You know, they have my number, ecoms. That I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just being wrong about it. Maybe I'm being wrong. What do you say, Kermit? No, they got wobbly when not eating carbs, apparently. Rupert Lowe is live streaming on X at 5:10. Maybe you should show us. Maybe I should do that. That's right. Okay, there it is. Where is Rupert Lowe going to be? Let's see if we can. Rupert Lowe restore. Is this he's doing this now? That's the launch speech. Where is today's speech? Okay. I don't see it. Where is it? I don't see it. Can you find it here? Well, it was a new and clean. Maltese Phil is here. Um, I don't see it. I don't see it here. I don't see it here. It's on his Twitter account, says Claire. So let's go look. Let's go look on the Twitter account. Okay. Okay. I'm checking it here, Rupert Lowe. I don't see it. The It's not here. It's not here. It's not on Twitter and his account. It's not. It's not there. Ruben posted it in Discord. Okay, now I got to go to Discord. I don't see it here either. Share. Is it? It says Basil the Great, Rupert Lowe. Where is the link here? I don't see the link here. What's occurring, people? Happy Wednesday. We're just finding. I've been criticized because I haven't worked on my teeth. I don't I don't know where it is. Where is it, Ruben? Where is it, Ruben? Can you see it? I don't see it here. Have you heard the controversy with that McDonald's Corporation CEO taking a bit? Yeah, calling out Delicious, being compared to Curdy the Clown. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he's a vegetarian and he's just doing this as we would say, a performative thing. It's a performative thing, basically. So anybody know how to upload this thing? There must be an issue, or like Rupert's not very tech savvy and he's broadcasting to himself. Laugh out loud. Probably like me. He's at that age. I'm almost 70 years. I am almost 1 year away from being 70 years old. Oh my God, that is like so horrible. It threw me for a loop. Sandy is back. Good to see you from 1959. So young. She's 2 years younger than I am. So good to see you, Sandy. Or is that Sandeep? Who is Sandy? Where are you from? Are you fat? Are you a boy or a girl? 70 is the new 40. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. 70 is 70. 70 is 70. And I've got a fantasy of like living like a wild life, which I can't do. I want to have like a wild life. Like today, the sun was shining. I want to just eat what I want to eat. I had a half of a pizza with half the bread. Hey, Lewis, I think your lisp is cool. Streaky Bacon is here. Hello, Streaky. Thank you very much. It's my tooth is wobbly, and I'm afraid I'm gonna hit because it's not Lewis. Moved to Pattaya in Thailand. I've seen enough of the videos of Thailand, and it's a very scary place. It's all those bar girls are taking advantage. It's almost like Nigeria with people are taking. Well, I cannot watch Lewis style. Well, where is Rupert? Tell me where Rupert is, and I'll put it on here. If you tell me where it is, but you haven't told me. Try again on Discord. Okay, I'll try again. Okay, there we go. Um, 2 days ago.
Home.
No, that's an old thing. That's an old thing. Okay, I don't see it. You look too hot to be almost 70. You know, well, I'm almost 70. I'm almost 70. I'm going to be 70 soon. Can anybody find it? 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 Can find it? Can anybody find it? Can find it? You know what? I'm gonna start screaming. I'm having a very bad day already. You know what? I'm gonna start screaming. Hold on. Okay. Can you send me the link and I'll look at this thing. Okay. All right. That's that. Okay. I don't want to leave. Um, hey. Darren McGee says, "Don't worry, Lewis. This technology lark will never catch on." Can you hear this in the background, everybody?
A party which has come from nowhere in order to represent real hard-working people who've been are being let down every day by not least by, as we know, this ridiculous immigration situation. And I've literally just come from a meeting with somebody whose daughter was killed by one of these illegal migrants in the Midlands.
I don't know where this is. I don't know where this is, and I'm getting frustrated. and I'm getting frustrated. Can you hear anything in the background? Can you hear Rupert Lowe talking? Can you hear Rupert Lowe talking? Okay. Let's get started again. Hello, Streaky Bacon. Hello, Calliope. Hello, Darren McGee. Thank you, Darren, for coming in here. Thank you, Susan C. Thank you, Calliope. Thank you, Kermit. Okay. Can you hear me? Number one. Can you hear Rupert Lowe?
In a high
Can you
trust
hear it
society,
now?
which
You can hear me.
which
Okay,
rewards those who
good
work
answer.
hard and
Thank you for
contribute,
answering.
and doesn't
Can you
reward
hear
those who
Rupert Lowe?
come here illegally and have played no part in the success of Britain to date.
And of course, there's been the terrible story
Yes
of
to
a
what?
child. I
I
think it's
asked
near
two
your
questions.
constituency, actually in Norfolk. A
Okay.
young teenage girl was stabbed today at a school, and they went at lockdown, and obviously armed police arrived. Obviously, very terrifying for the children who were just there as well as bystanders. I think it's safe to
Okay,
say
you
that there's
can
been a
hear.
general
That's brilliant.
degradation.
Do you want to hear
Sorry, in
this?
the state of the UK, and things have slipped off really badly from, particularly even when I was younger. Never mind all the generations of what they remember the UK being like, or the United
Okay,
Kingdom, Great
Army.
Britain, etc. When you set this party up and you had a vision for how it should be, I'm sure the grooming gang inquiry will have
Chrome is
informed that, because it
open.
happened just before it, didn't it? So when you've thought about the vision for Restore Britain and you've taken into account all the different problems that we currently have as a country, do you get overwhelmed by the scale of the problem, or do you actually sit there and think, no, this is really solvable? We just need the right people in the right places to do it.
Well, I think it's getting to the stage where if we don't sort it out before the next or by the next election or shortly after the next election, then I think the rot will have arguably gone too deep. But I do think that the people in this country are amazing, and I think if we can start to repeal malign legislation and
Okay.
allow people to interface with each other and find their own level.
Is it on now? Can you hear Rupert Lowe talking?
Do get rid of a grossly inefficient state, which I think AI will help us to do. Although, as you won't be surprised to hear, when I sit at the Public Accounts Committee, the civil servants have either no understanding or no wish to embrace something that's going to cut the numbers of people that they employ, who sit round doing the square root of very little and wasting very large amounts of money, which ultimately they then have to come after the taxpayers for.
Perfect.
And as you know, HMRC are getting more and more brutal with the way in which they're doing that, more and more unkind in the way in which they're charging interest, not just on overdue tax and not paying interest on tax that they owe at the same rate, but also on student debt and things like that. So I think if we get a sensible group of people into power in 29, I think there's a chance we can turn it round. I don't think there's a guarantee, but we've got the best people in the world. And I think, in answer to your question, if we cut them free, I'm confident that they will deliver for us. And I furthermore think that a lot of the people who are leaving the country and have left the country, if we do start to make some form of Great Repeal Act combined with lower taxes and some form of enterprise culture, you're going to get a lot of them, the rainmakers, coming back from overseas. A lot of them do want to come back, but they're not going to come and live here under a sort of Fabian Labour malign sort of agenda, which is designed to penalise the enterprising and the hardworking and reward the indolent. So that I think covers your question in part. And you mentioned the grooming gangs. I mean, the reason we did the grooming gangs is because I was sitting in the chamber next to Nigel Farage when he promised that he would crowdfund a rape gang inquiry. As you know, I called it a rape gang. Before that, it was called a grooming gang, and I like to call things what they are. These are Pakistani rape gangs, largely. And that's what I called them in the chamber, which I don't think either Nigel or the establishment liked very much. So the answer to your question is, when he failed to do it, having taken all the political capital for announcing he was going to do it, I thought we would do it. So we've done it. There's been a huge amount of hard work, and credit to the 20,000 plus people who've donated. Credit to Sammy Woodhouse and her team. They've done a fantastic job. Credit to my fellow MPs who came to the hearing. I actually had dinner last night with the barrister, Graham Smith, who is very brave, is a great man, and is actually writing the report as I speak.
I don't know
to
what
you
to do
now.
here. This
I'm
is
hoping
something
I'll have
new.
the
I'm just
first
getting my
draft
head
by the
around. What
end
do I
of
do here? Do I
this
talk
month,
over
and
this
we can
guy?
then review it, hone it, and hopefully get it out within due course, maybe 5 or 6 weeks thereafter. But that'll depend on how he gets on. And once that's out, Basil, I think it's going to highlight not only the deficiency of the terms of reference
Thank
of
you,
this
Vatanoy.
Labour statutory inquiry, which we have forced because they don't want to have an inquiry. They wanted to silo it into a few places and then claim it was only a local issue. Well, this is very much a systemic national issue. It's happening across Britain, almost everywhere.
Now, how do I turn this off?
I mean, I would say to you that once we expose what's been happening and that report is made public, and I have to tell you, it was some of the least enjoyable 2 weeks I think I've spent listening to the most vile testimony from these poor girls. I think it's going to be quite apparent that the public, if they've got a sliver of decency, can never again
now I have got to find out
Labour,
how to turn this effing thing off.
Party, because they have effectively sat idle and tried to ignore the fact that this is happening increasingly across Britain. And equally, I think the Tories have done far less than they should have done to deal with this. It's been happening for over 30 years. It is quite appalling. And for the most
how do I
vulnerable
turn
people in
this
our
off? What do
society
I
to
press
be
to turn this
cut
effing thing
adrift
off?
and allowed to be abused, with the establishment turning a blind eye
I'm
in
already
order
in
to
this space. I
procure
want to
votes
not be
to
in this space. I want to get
elevate
out of this
themselves to
space.
power. Frankly, I find it.
How about like that? Okay. All right. We listened to that a little bit. That did not go well. I want to apologize to you people. I don't know what to do. I can't just listen to somebody. It's not even his. It's like the radio. It's like my radio show. So we're not going to listen to him. We're not going to listen to him. We're going to go back. We're going to go back to here. Next to your profile pic at the top, there's a button that allows you to pause any audio. The top index tab bit and hit on the X. Okay, I've deleted it. So are we good? Are we good now? We've deleted it. I mean, I like the guy. He's saying everything that's right, but he's saying it, and I guess, do you English people like the way he sounds? He sounds like just a boring old bourgeois Englishman. He's a farmer. We don't need a farmer. We need a warrior to fight for this country. And he's like being all nice. He's being all nice, and this country doesn't need nice anymore. It's like they need a Donald Trump who's going to bomb the hell out of people. I did hear it was very difficult to interrupt Rupert Lowe, but I never knew it was this difficult. I was looking. Thank you, Richard. I was looking to press the button. I've deleted it. We need Nigel Farage. We need somebody who's going to fight and scream and say, "This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing." I mean, I like everything the guy says. I mean, it's not about, grooming gangs or rape gangs, whatever you want to call it. That's not what this issue is about. It is bad that is happening. But what's bad is the country's being invaded, and the people here are not being prioritized. You're not being invited to ask. I think Farage might still be a bit of a soft or a floppy. Yeah, I think so too. I don't trust him either. I don't know if the people trust him anymore. Andrew Tate says that after Nigel Farage has had his 5 years, he will then take over. Well, I mean, the problem with Andrew Tate is people hate Andrew Tate even more than I don't even know if I hate Andrew Tate, but there are a lot of people who hate Andrew Tate. I like what he says, but I find him a little bit boring to be honest. Yes, exactly right. He's a bit boring. This is a leader that we have. We will fight on the land, on the sea, whatever Churchill said. He was older and he wasn't boring. Or maybe he wasn't older. How old was Winston Churchill during World War II? Trump can't be bought. We need some of that arrogance and ego. I'm not so sure about that, Susan. He probably can be bought, but we need what Trump is doing, I think. But Trump is having a lot of people against him, a lot of people in America, and then the people here. A lot of people here are against Donald Trump. True, the grooming gangs are just a symptom of the problem. That's my point that I'm making. It's a bad thing, but the problem is that when you're letting in this many Muslim people into the country and they hate the country, it's just one thing. I can't stand Farage, part of the establishment, pretending to know us regular people and telling lies about Tommy Robinson. Thank you, Claire. That could be true. That could be true. It's the establishment. The establishment. And I think maybe, I'm just trying to put myself into Nigel Farage's head. He's thinking, I just have to play my cards right and everything's going to be all right. I've got to play my cards right. Well, this is no time. Donald Trump did not play his cards right when he got elected president, did he? I don't think he did. When this report comes out, reform will be dragged further to the right. They will have no choice if they want to remain in touch with their base support. It isn't about rape. I can't even. I don't know. I'm not even sure I can use the word without being. Not even demonetized. Maybe they'll put a black mark by the name. It's about the lack of control that the Angles, the Saxons, the Jutes, the Cornish, the Celts, the Welsh, the Irish, the Scots, the Picts, the Cumbrians have over their own country. Lewis, what do you think about our banknotes not featuring people of distinction such as Michael Faraday and Emily Bronte, because they are not black or brown? Instead, we have wildlife featured. Well, maybe it's a good idea. Maybe it's. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. It's a bad idea. It's all the same shit. That's all the same. It's all the same. Is that they hate this country. They hate this country. Okay? It's not even, it's like, well, they prefer this part of the country. No, they hate this country. This country is not multicultural. It's not American. This country is British. It's Anglo-Saxons, Jutes. It's Picts. It's Scots. It's Welsh. It's Irish. It's Northern Irish. We could do with a Trump, but the blob system set up to prevent such a man succeeding. Yes, it is. It is. It's the political system that's set up. It's the parliamentary system where your politician is not elected independently. So basically, it's almost like, how can you run? And nobody has power on their own if they get elected. Even if you get elected as an MP, but you have to be a part of a party. Otherwise, you have zero control. In America, look, even now, even the horrible, horrible Democrats have some control. Again, we are caving into the woke. Yes, the streaky bacon, the woke is just one team. It's Team World globalists. It's people who are siding with Islamicists, even though those Islamicists are going to go against the Team World people. Trump's best plan, says Calliope, plan of attack was going after the money of his opponents. The UK government can't do that because of the inherent socialist characteristics. Going after the money of his opponents. How is he going after the money of his opponents? Okay? It's war. Lewis calling it for at least the minimum of at least 267 days, Keith Bexley says. No, I've been calling it for like 3 years. Since I was on GB News, I said there is a war going on. A war. Keir Starmer is, whether he's leading the war, he's on the war team. The Muslims are at war with Christians. the communists are at war with normal English people. I think the Bank of England should feature famous non-whites like no, Streaky Bacon. No, no, no. Who mentioned he's also a Muslim? Who is Andrew Tate? Well, whether he's a pimp or not, a lot of great people started out as PIMPS. So I don't know what he is. What he is. What he is. We need somebody who's English. Well, his mother is English, and his father's American. That's maybe why we need someone like him. He's like Winston Churchill. He's got the hard-working shit of the American plus the English values, perhaps. I was feeling lost and came back to Lewis to completely get lost. We're not lost. What we're doing is we're talking about the main issue here. This is the underlying issue of the country, is our leaders who are elected in a parliamentary process, Muslims at war with non-Muslims. Exactly, Susan. That's exactly what I did I say that? The Muslims at war with non-Muslims. And the left are at war with the right. And the Muslims will win. The Muslims will win. I wouldn't be surprised if they put Nelson Mandela. Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised, Alex, either. I mean, that's what's so scary. It's like anytime something like this happens, you go say, well, Lewis, did you hear about that? And like, what am I supposed to say? It's all the same shit. You said Christians, but they won't have any of us. What does that mean, Susan? Non-Muslims. Well, they start with the Jews, then they'll go with the Christians, then they'll go with the communists, or whatever. It's like, look what happened in Iran. The Ayatollah took over and he started to attack the communists. They will come after the Christians. When I say Christians, I mean even if you say you're not a Christian, if you're historically Christian, I think that's what I mean. That's what I mean. We're all haram. Non-Muslim dogs, whatever, music, snowmen, yes. Are snowmen non-haram? Yeah, fuck you, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, you're right, Susan. I haven't eaten in 2 days, but energy-wise, I feel fine. Why haven't you eaten in 2 days? I forgot what happened. You say yesterday. I was watching about Larry Ellison, who's a great supporter of Israel and friend of Tony Blair. Blair has been trying to get Starmer to offer more open support to the fight against Iran. You know what? You're asking the wrong guy because Tony Blair got us into this problem. And how much money has he been paid to get us into this problem? Is he worth 50 million? 50 million pounds or more? I'm eating a packet of beef jerky. And on the back it says halal. I mean, why not? Yeah, why not? Halal should be illegal. Anyway, Tate is just an influencer. It doesn't really matter. Well, he's in the brains of the women. He's in the brains. Yesterday somebody said, I don't like someone who I like because they defended Andrew Tate. And I've defended Andrew Tate. The West came up with a secularism because we're so open and tolerant and hearing other ideas. Now we're toast and losing places of worship. Yeah. Well, for even the places of worship through secularism. The fact is that the Muslims hate secularism. They hate secularism, and the ones who don't hate secularism are going to give in to the Islamicists because they have to. They have to in order for them to do business, to survive. We are losing places. I mean, I don't go to any places of worship. Lewis, do you approve of eating beef jerky, Lewis? It's meat. I do approve of it if you're out and about and you need something to eat. Not need, because we have enough food in us. Let's say you want something to eat. I would say eat beef jerky, yes. But I prefer raw. Rather than whatever beef jerky is dried and fermented, whatever beef jerky is. I think all this World War III stuff has put my body into a flight or fight mode. But I hope my appetite comes back. It'll come back. Maybe it won't. I'm the same way. I've been feeling horrible. Horrible. I've got to get out more. I went to Comedy Unleashed in East London yesterday, and it was just good to get out of the house. Rupert Lowe had banning halal farming in his manifesto. His stuff is a touch too far for me. Jewish people should be able to have kosher, and halal should be farmers' choice, not a mandate. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm a libertarian. I'm against the government making mandate. The Muslims have already got numbers here. Now they decide what to do, which is why we should be arming whatever to take Britain back. Okay. Yeah. So we got to do something. I don't know. Remember, I'm not from this country, and I don't advocate violence. I advocate I don't know what I advocate. I don't know what can be done. The donut sounds good. The donut, but donut sounds good. Yeah, we're worrying. I am worrying. The cabinet is divided. Apparently, Ed Miliband is against the war very strongly. The anti-Zionists are fighting the Friends of Israel group. What Friends of Israel are there in? Is there in labor? Starmer can't be honest about which way he is going. He can't be honest because Labor Party, as the Muslims, they think it's okay to lie, to take over. Lying is okay. Keir Starmer believes in lying. I don't know anything about kosher meat, so I can't comment. Well, kosher meat is meat that was developed in the early days to be the best for animals within the context of whatever they had. The knives had to be super sharp. Animals had to be killed in one go. I don't know anything. Okay. We have to ban both. I don't think remember what people are saying. They're trying to make it seem like, Israel, the Jews and Muslims are the same. They have equity, whatever, and they don't. There are 2 billion Muslims. Pierre Paliev visited Runnymede a week ago. He's also on the other podcast, Trigonometry, says Keith More Than Conquers. Okay, we'll have to look at that. They can import whatever meat they like, but we should stick to our own principles on killing our food on our soil, says Kermit. I mean, kind of, yeah, maybe we should just let people get on with it and kill animals. Do we need the state so deeply involved? Maybe we do. They can import whatever. Okay. Richard Phillips is here. The fact that halal meat began to spread to be used to replace Western prepared meat is one of the reasons why I now wish to ban it. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Blazing Star, halal chickens come from the same farms, just a prayer said over them when slaughtered. Yeah. I heard they're forcing people in Nunhead to eat pizza I've had pizza 3 days in a row. But the amount of I should have taken a picture of it. I had a very small amount. I had a Chicago double pepperoni pizza with half the crust removed. Ban kosher also, not just halal. Yeah, maybe you should ban kosher. I don't know. England is in big trouble after Trump said the U.S. would insure the oil tankers through the Straits of Hormuz. In a power play by Starmer, he pushed Lloyd's of London to no longer insure them. Yes, and in a power play by Starmer, right? Starmer pushed Lloyd's. But also Trump is pushing Lloyd's to get out of the business. We'll take over your business. We'll put you English people out of business. Animal cruelty is bad. Most libertarians would accept that. I don't think that kosher is banning. I don't think kosher food is whatchamacallit is animal cruelty. I don't believe that. I eat my food that others kill. I should do better, but where to start? You got to kill your own animals. I don't know. Maybe we should have I don't know where I'd put my cow. You're talking like there's rationing in place, and pizza's the only food you can get. I know. But I'm actually cutting back on the carbs. I'm cutting back on the carbs because the amount of bread that I had in the pizza is probably the equivalent of one slice of bread. It's one slice of bread, but it's in this shape and it's covered in tons of cheese. Anjem Chowdhury has already said many times that when the time comes, if the British don't convert to Islam, we will be killed. Arming Brits. I think don't say we can't talk about that, right? We could talk. You could say what they're saying, but I'm not saying what we're saying, Claire. We have around 2 million illegals in the country at the moment. I could believe it. Kick them out. Well, maybe I'm illegal. Who knows? Everybody slow down. Don't type. I'm falling behind. I might have to skip. If the government can ban cruel, unusual punishment without breaking any liberty, if the government can ban cruel, unusual practices without breaking any libertarian values, ban kosher, not just halal. That was Richard, and this is England is in big trouble after push. Okay, that was Calliope you said about the boats. I think I've fallen behind. The various hard left commentators believe labor has been captured by the Zionist lobby. Of course they believe that. Morgan McSweeney thing was funded by the Friends of Israel group to make the make sure the labor leader is. I mean, you want to believe that the Jews have that much power. Whatever. If they want to believe that, that's great. Who did I marry last night? This needs to stop. Did you marry me? Or did we marry the other night? Humans were originally carnivore, but involved in omnivores due to the fact that meat wouldn't have always been available. We have canine teeth for a reason. Those teeth are literally named after dogs. And our stomachs are way more acidic than dogs. And I think we've only had the ability to eat, we've only had insulin for 5 or so thousand years. That's where I've said this before, Velikovsky. This is the Bible. The Bible says that people, with Eve says, eat an apple. Eat an apple because maybe we weren't able to. For your information, Hendon is a shithole. Don't go there. I just got back from the vet there, says Richard Phillips. Lilith says she loves meat. Well, I love meat too. You come here, I'll feed you meat. Is that why they treat police dogs for the Met? Is that where they treat police dogs for the Met? I'm just reporting what is said in various places because I comment about it. Doesn't mean I approve. Yeah, the truth is anti-Semitism is rising, but there's no country that's successful, that's long-term successful, that does not allow Jews in. Or it may just be an association and not a causation. Calliope says the mass immigration has done exactly what it was designed to do. It's a distraction to divide while they slowly take away your rights. Yes, and that could be the truth, but eventually those Muslims are going to not be distracted and they're going to take over. And those people who brought in all those people to work at Pret-a-Manger or to deliver for Uber Eats or Just Eats are going to regret the mass immigration, but it'll be too late. Is there I would say I'm a pro-Semite. Read Surah 9 if you want to understand your enemy. I will post it on Discord again. And join Discord and read it. One page, all you need. Okay, thank you, Ruben. Go to Discord, everybody. Go to down. While you're down there, press the like button. Press the thumbs up button. In the U.S., when a police dog dies before retirement, it gets a taxpayer-funded funeral. Well, why not? Give it a funeral. It served our country. Not really. I'm almost not sure. I mean, it's trained not to get upset when you smell pot. I always assumed that kosher was just a blessing, not a form of slaughter. It's a form of slaughter. It's a way to kill a cow in a healthy way. Kosher killing methods. Here we go. You ready to see it? Okay, give me a second here. Is known as is a specific ritual method for killing certain mammals and birds in accordance with Jewish law. The goal is to cause minimal pain and to ensure the animal's healthy and uninjured. Okay. This slaughter must be conducted by a pious person. It uses a special knife, which I said, razor-sharp, long knife with a perfectly smooth, unblemished blade must be used. The absence of nicks is essential. As I said, also a single uninterrupted cut. Just you cut it once, okay? And it's got to cut the windpipe and the esophagus and the arteries and the veins. It can't be a slight bloody thing. It's got to be a whole massive thing. No prior stunning. Proper animals must be humanely restrained during the process. Modern kosher slaughter facilities use upright training pens as shackling and hoisting. Okay. Inspection. The carcass is inspected for any disease. It's got to be a healthy animal. If it's not a healthy animal, it's not considered kosher. Blood drainage. All blood must be thoroughly drained from the meat, as the consumption of blood is strictly forbidden. Why is it strictly forbidden? This is typically achieved through soaking. Animal welfare. However, animal organizations express concern the animals are slaughtered without pre-stunning. Well, it's pretty stressful to be stunned in the head, I would say. Is that interesting? Read the Koran, then you will really know your enemy. Yes, yes. I've never tried a Japanese diet, which is basically fish, rice, and soy. Well, not soy. It's fermented soy, like whatchamacallit, tofu. Fish oil is good for your skin, which is why they look so youthful. On your skin or in your skin, Rusty. Carbs make me tired. And too much soy gives you man boobs. Yes, stay away from the soy. Stay away from the carbs. I'm with you, Rusty. I'm not going in a curry house asking for fish and chips. I don't know, but I want if they have it. What do you mean by that? Can you rewrite that for me? Are there queues for petrol? There might be queues for petrol. Who brought on the queues? For many years before stunning or captive bolt killing, all animals were killed by cutting the throat. My dad's family killed their own animals like that. All country farmers did it. Yes. Yeah, that's how you kill an animal quickly. You don't want it flailing around in pain, getting bruised, whatever it is. Vantanai said. So that's basically what kosher is. It's just to make sure the animal is not sick and it's killed quickly and dies quickly. Never buy chicken legs from a dodgy foreign grocer in a bad part of North London. I saw one with paws once. It's effing cruel. It belongs to what belongs to the Middle Ages? The chips in curry houses are terrible, always in a brown paper bag that has gone see-through from the grease. I don't know. I don't spend that much time in chip shops. There's a guy down the block. He works at a chip shop. He swears he sells this. Just like you promised to me that you'd be true. I don't know. Okay. Streaky Bacon says, kosher and halal should not be in this country. it's cruelty. It is not cruelty. We just read. Did it sound like cruelty to you? What part of that business? Daz is here. Hey, Daz. Shrieky Bacon. What part of that sounded like cruelty? You're cutting the person's throat. It's not good that all animals die horrible deaths, especially and the ones in the wild. It's way more horrible. They break their ankle and they can't run around and they get picked to death by bigger animals. A curry house is for rice, not chips, says Richard Phillips. Interesting. Lilith, thank you. Here in Canada, we can't share any because Carney is a big net zero. What, share what, oil or something? Vatanai. Streaky says, you were correct about the Labour Party in an earlier post. What did he say in the earlier post? I mean, the fact is, it's really bad to hate Jews. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be saying this. And I know people want to believe that Jews have taken over the world, but it's unseemly. Carney is the ex-Bank of England idiot. Yes, he is. Susan says, I don't go to the doctor to see a dentist. I have some common sense, like looking for veg in a butcher's. I don't know what you're talking about there. I don't know what that is all about. What happens when a fish and chip shop in Britain runs out of vinegar? Is that a setup for a joke? And a lot of the vinegar isn't even vinegar. That's what I've heard. Have you heard that? It's not vinegar. It's like a manufactured product, basically. Yeah, that's true. The wild is worse. I once said before, why can't we eat fish? Why can fish eat fish, but I can't eat fish? Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of fish are now polluted. They come from like the Baltic Sea, which is basically a closed marina with a tiny little entrance. It's not getting enough flushing out. Vatanai says, yes, it's a fact. There's a battle within labor for influence. Of course, there always is. And it's always quiet because you can't speak out against your own party. I didn't call you an effing liar. Or literally, first of all, who the fuck is... What does it mean? Okay, Shrieky Bacon, when you called me an effing liar last week for saying that 160 Iranian girls obliterated by a U.S. missile, it was shown on GB News last night. I didn't call you a fucking liar. I'm not calling you a liar. You probably believe it. I'm saying they're fucking liars. And even if they're not liars, maybe it is true. Shit like that happens. If Iran didn't want that fucking thing to happen, they would have been nicer to the world. They wouldn't have been shouting death to America all the time. I only buy food with yellow labels, Mary. Yes, I don't buy much food with yellow labels, because if I buy meat, it needs to be fresh. I might buy cheese with a yellow label. I brought a bag of prawns, and they came from India. Never knew they had prawns. Of course they do. They're surrounded by huge oceans. I wouldn't trust it, though. It's a dirty, dirty, dirty country. Dirty, dirty, dirty country. I'm not calling you an effing liar. I'm saying that it's most likely that the Iranians are dirty liars, like what the Palestinians did with calling the Jews genociders and all that. The Iranian school happens on a Sunday evening. Was it closed? I don't know. I don't even know the full story. Carney is. What does it matter, even if it was? What does it matter, even if it was? Israel and America does not do that kind of thing. We might kill people in bombing raids and shit like that, but it's a war. I went to the dentist today too. Got a numb face and everything. Doesn't cost me much. Then per year, it doesn't cost me much. Then that per year. I went to the dentist today too. It cost me £288. Only 5 more visits to go. Yeah. I mean, people talk about, I mean, dentists are a healthcare thing, and it's an emergency healthcare. It's actual healthcare. It's not like the bullshit healthcare that people go to the dentist to go to. They go to the doctor for their healthcare. Yeah, it doesn't. I've got children too, Streaky Bacon. And you know what? We don't know that if we don't even know who they were. Do you know who they were? Are they Persians? Are they Baluchis? Whatever they were. Are you saying I don't fucking care? Is that what you're saying, Streaky Bacon? You're saying I don't care about Iranians, and I don't care about children. I don't care about daughters, and I don't care about families losing their daughters. Is that what you're saying? Because if you think I'm horrible, you shouldn't be here. If you think I'm a horrible person. Carney hates Western civilization, paraphrasing his book. He probably does. Israel now calling Turkey the new Iran. Must be a regime change coming. Well, maybe they are the new Iran. They're not a friend of ours, really. I mean, they're a Muslim country, and they want to take over again. You just said you didn't care. I did not say I didn't care. I do care about people losing their lives. It should be avoided, Lewis. 99% of the prawns in the UK supermarkets are from farms, not oceans. The farms are in villages where human excrement is piped into ponds to feed them up. Possibly that's true. I don't eat farmed fish. So I'm with you, Lewis. Yellow label meat fresh. Just eat it the same day or marinate it. Well, I don't marinate. It's like cooking. I don't marinate it. A lot more people were killed on the streets before that. Doesn't make it right, but all lives should matter. Unfortunately, you've got to kill some lives. A guy coming at you with a gun does not matter. You know what I mean? This is unfortunately they want death to America, death to the Jews, death to Israel. So it doesn't really matter. My dentist says my teeth are good, says Claire. Okay, well, that's really good news, Claire. Thank you for saying that. Ruben, you are killing me here. I didn't know I can eat again. I'll end up a breatharian at this rate. I mean, I've actually, the groups that I hang out in, a lot of them almost believe in, we had a discussion about breatharianism. Larry Ellison believes in a greater Israel, and Turkey is part of the plan. Lebanon, Syria, Turkey on the list. Well, that area used to be Christian, and now what is it? So Muslims believe in a greater Muslim area. Are you in favor of a greater Muslim area, Vatanai? I wonder if we would all get along at a potluck. What is a potluck? It's like, no. Is that like bring your own food dish? Maybe we should know your history to see how many Iranians were killed by the CIA and ISIS in the regime change. Who says I'm in favor of that? Why the fuck do you care about those people more than you care about your own family, than your own self? You don't care. I do. I'm not saying you know what I mean, Ruben? Daz says, I knew about the farms, but I didn't know about the poo. They cut off the prawn's eyes because it makes them mate more often. I did not know that either. It's disgusting. Will the pot have meat? Lilith wants to know, because we're meat eaters. Vat and I, you are correct. It's the greater. Israel is a friend of ours. Is our friend. So you want to fuck them up, which only helps the Muslims? Go ahead, be an idiot. I'm calling you an idiot. I'm not calling you a fucking idiot. I'm just calling you an idiot. The Israel is on our team. We want them on our team. I'm in favor of yeah, you're in favor of people like you, but unfortunately, Israel is fighting the caliphate. Are we fighting the caliphate? No. Trump has to go to war for Israel. No. Israel, no. Team World is against Israel. The globalists are against Israel. The Muslims are against Israel. Israel wants to live. Israel Chai. And that's what Israel means. With friends like Israel, you don't need enemies. You want to believe that. You want to believe that. You go ahead. You go ahead. I got an itchy back. I don't want my itchy back. No. No, you want to be against Israel when Israel is your friend. Israel's lived in this country for a couple of 100 years. You want to think we've caused problems. We just want you to support Israel. That's what Jews. We want you to not be anti-Semitic, because anti-Semitism is for idiots and losers. Hang about it. I thought I was a regime change. What are you talking about? I go to Tesco, reduce stuff all the time. I get frozen pizza and sandwiches for lunch and dinner. I usually avoid the meat. Well, that's wrong, Alex. I don't know. I pay money for meat, but I don't even pay that much. I pay like 10 to 12 to 14 pounds a kilo. My real surname is Rice. I'm in favor of a third Rice. Okay, that's almost funny. Where's Mr. Cuff? Feeling spontaneously nosy. He hasn't been here with Joodles and Carrie B. They got mad at me, whatever. Lewis, do you need me to scratch your back? I wasn't thinking about you doing it, but it would be nice. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I got it. It's in one of those places you cannot reach. Right. It's like right above the thing. He was part of the Exodus with Joodles. Yeah, sad. Well, if you hadn't caused problems, how come Jews got kicked out of 100? How come? Yeah, why? Because we're better than you, maybe. Because we're weird people, and we've been weird for years. But it's not good to hate us. It's not good to hate the Jews. You come across as being an idiot. I said fox is not fuzzy. I don't eat myself. What did you say there? Israel is the only Middle Eastern country where they can openly be LGBT. They are our friends and allies, says Rusty. Yes, even though I'm against it. I thought it was a regimen change and flew to Iran to go on a diet and start exercising. Yeah, mind your blood pressure. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm just warning you. And I'm not going to do anything to you, but I'm just saying is that you got to be reminded who your friends are. Maybe we should watch UK column news. Jimmy Dore show to know the truth, Lewis. I know what they're saying. I know what Jimmy Dore is saying. Okay? I watch Jimmy Dore a lot. The place you cannot reach is his heart. John Van Dam is here. How wonderful. How wonderful you can be LGBT. I'm against LGBT, but, Israel is a friend of what we believe in. It's a friend of Christianity. It's a friend of nation states. It's a friend of England, kind of, sort of. Well, you are Lewis's carer, Lilith, and I'm his companion, and we three are going to New York together. Yeah, that could be good. We could stay. Yeah, we could do that. I used to love king prawns, but I haven't had them in years, says Andrew. Since I saw the documentary on it, these farms are just big ponds surrounded by village houses, so all the plumbing is fed into the pond. Well, okay, let's say the fish do eat the poo. Does that mean that they're damaged? I'm not sure that they are. I've asked Joodles to come home. I said I was sorry for whatever. Yes, I'd like to see Joodles again. Watch The Gray Zone with two superb Jewish journalists. Just because they're Jewish, you're going to trust them? I mean, honestly, Honestly, Streaky Bacon, you're not on this. Jimmy Dore is pretty balanced. What does that mean? He's half an anti-Semite? He's half obsessed with Israel? Just look at the Iranian women's football team and their veils. It's pitiful. No woman wants to dress like that. And even if they do, the fact is that in Iran, only 10% of Iranians are supporting that regime, whatever. Such a friend to Christians that they spat on and abused. In Tel Aviv, they don't abuse anybody in Tel Aviv. They don't live in Tel Aviv, the Hasidics. Or maybe they do, I don't know. My birthday was lovely. Another year of me being on this earth, says Clash. Happy birthday. Darn it, Reuben, those poor eyeless little creatures floating around in pee and poo. New York is looking tired the last few years, but then again, a city that never sleeps. I think it's not quite as up all night as it used to be. Joodles, come on. Yeah. I don't know. If you have Joodles' number, contact Joodles. Contact Joodles and ask her to come back. Go to Discord. But it's good. Joodles, please come home. We need Northern Irish influence, unless there's another one on here like me, laying low. Well, Lucy's on the show a lot. Sometimes she's on the Late Show, sometimes she's on this show, sometimes she's on both, and she came home again. You have to remember, okay? If you had to pick one side or another, which side would you side on? The Jews or the Muslims? Which side? I mean, really, let's be honest. Let's be honest. We need Northern Irish influence. Unless there's another one on here like, okay, yeah, I said that already. But boiling prawns is okay, right? Would that kill you? Would that kill any poo? It would kill the bacteria. I mean, there's a lot of poo in this world. Well, she's at a work expo in Birmingham, or was yesterday anyway. Okay, well, let's ask her. Please ask her to come home. If not to see me, but then to see you, her brothers and sisters. I was in the Swan. The menu is limited, so only stayed for drinks. George Michael's house, the old mill by the bridge. Streaky Bacon. I don't know what that is. You'd rather have Muslims. Well, let's take a vote. Would you rather be with Muslims than Jews? I got some bad fucking news. The Muslims don't like music. The Muslims don't like food. Well, maybe they like food, but, what kind of food do the Muslims... Anyway, lobster and crabs get boiled. They get boiled. Why is it their food? Because there's still food in poo. There's edible stuff. The flies like it. Oh, yeah, we need more of a laugh. The last thing I want is to talk about Israel. I mean, was I bringing it up? I don't eat bass. Just bass, bream, tuna, cod, salmon. And it is pollock sometimes in the frozen fish stuff. Yeah, you can't eat a lot of it because it's very high in the mercury, right, Susan? I eat sardines, but it's cooked too. Lucy, is Lucy here? My aunt married a Jew. Yeah, you can marry a Jew. You want to have to cover your faces? Marry a Muslim. You want to kill your dog? Marry a Muslim. You want to not eat pork? You marry a Muslim. You want to be told what to believe? You marry a Muslim. You want to be told if you decide you don't want to be a Muslim anymore, that you've committed a crime against Islam and God? I eat mussels, yes, and oysters and stuff like that, but don't they have some sort of filter? Well, they're ground developers. I don't think that they're kosher. They're not considered kosher because they're eating their stuff on the ground. The Muslims get 9 versions, though, whereas the Jews get nothing, yeah. You like good movies? Jews, I don't know. Fillets of fish, don't like my dinners on a plate looking at me. possibly true. Jewish people don't eat pork. Well, a lot of Jews don't eat pork, but we don't force you not to eat pork. We don't force you not to eat pork. We don't force you. We don't eat on Yom Kippur, which is one fast day. We don't go to people who are eating on Yom Kippur and say, "Stop eating, stop eating. It's Yom Kippur." I don't know. I can understand. I understand. Yeah, we've been kicked out of countries for thousands of years. It's made us strong. You will never kill us. You will never kill us. So just give up. They are there to eat all the dead stuff that sinks to the bottom again. Milk Cottage has new owners, and they rent out the old boathouse if you want to stay there. I don't know. Don't forget. Yeah, thank you, Kermit. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to. Okay. Also, go to Discord. That's really important. And thank you, Kermit. Kermit says go to Ko-fi. Go to Ko-fi.com. Or go to Patreon and make a longer contribution, or PayPal. And Ruben says, Am Yisrael Chai. That means Am, the people of Israel. Yisrael. Chai means life. They live. We live. You can't kill us. We ain't going anywhere. And it just makes you look bad. It makes you look bad. Even, you could. I know why. Streaky, why do you hate Jews so much? We should all remember Daddy Noah and his big boat of beasts. It was all rainbows and rain back then. Well, that has to do with the fact that the Velikovsky is that the planet got inundated with water. Lewis, I like the way you say coffee. Thank you, Mary. Coffee. A cup of coffee. I've actually been to speech therapy to try to get rid of my New York accent. A rather secular Jew. Are you rather a secular Jew than a Muslim? Yes. Yeah, and if I'm a Jew and I say I don't want to be a Jew anymore, okay, don't be a Jew. And there are lots of Jews who think they're going to they don't see a threat from Islam. They don't see a threat from communism. They invented communism. Do you date chicks, says Calliope? I do. I shouldn't. I do. I married a shiksa, and my kids are not Jewish. That was like me not even having children. And I think it was a mistake. I've told you a million times, Lewis. I don't hate Jews. You do. You don't even know you do. You do. You think that the Jews, you can't even see how dangerous the Muslims are. You can't even see how helpful the Jews are. I don't like Zionists, though. Well, more Christians are. Yeah, you do. That's anti-Semitism. You know it's anti-Semitism. You don't care about every other country has a right to a country, but not the Jews. That's anti-Semitism. It was the Queen's English, Lewis. Now it's the King's, and Lewis gave up. I mean, it's really tragic. It's tragic when you have a son, possibly, who's questioning Israel's right to exist, questioning the Jews' right to exist. That's why you have Jews marry other Jews. I do love Reuben. Probably a favorite sandwich, really. It's one of my favorite sandwiches, a Reuben sandwich with the cheese, the melted cheese, and then the beef, and the sauerkraut and the rye bread. Oh my God. Oh my God. Lived in Mill Cottage. Where is Mill Cottage? I don't know where that is. Lewis. Any score guess for Manchester City, Real Madrid? I don't know. Are they playing right now? Have they started playing? I guess they got an hour. They got an hour to go. I don't like this time of year with the Champions League. I like the Premier League. I like the Premier League. It starts at 8 p.m. Is that 8 p.m.? I guess it's 8 p.m. If you identify right wing of British politics, then you shouldn't be against Zionists. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But there are lots of Jews who are anti-Zionists because they don't understand how the world works. Anyone who wants war should go and leave the rest of us alone. Well, sometimes war is a natural state of the world. It happens every 20, 30 years automatically. The Germans come. You're officially not allowed to criticize Israel. It's anti-Semitism. Whether it's not even officially allowed to, because you just come across as an anti-Semite, and you come across as unlikable. You come across as not being knowledgeable. They're doing you a favor. They're saying you shouldn't shit in the street. There's a law against shitting in the street because it's really unseemly. And if you shit in the street, people are going, they go, what an idiot you are. Do you like anchovies? No, I don't like anchovies, Blazing Star. Only the dead know the end of war, Calliope. That's interesting. Who said that? That's an interesting phrase. Once a generation, because everyone thinks that war should be tried again, because it's a natural thing. People get their testosterone up. I think we've got to remember who our friends are and who our enemies are. And you got to remember that's real. And the other side of it is if you badmouth, if you block the Jews from coming to Britain, it makes the country poorer. And all the Jews will go to America and make America rich. We'll go to other countries and make those countries rich. And then they'll kill the Jews there, and the Jews will leave and go someplace else. Okay, everybody, I'm going to thank the people for being on the stream. I don't know how many people we've had on the stream, but 21 is Sandy. Alex is 20. Keith Bexley is 19. Keith More Than Conquers is 18. Lilith is beautiful. Lilith is 17. An Army of M is 16. Beautiful, beautiful. Darren F. McGee is 15. Daz is 14. Vatanai is 13. I'm giving you the best reasons for supporting Israel. The best reasons. Not about the Jews. The Jews do bad things and we do good things. But the fact is, we're fighting your fucking enemy. 12 is Mary. Beautiful. Welcome back, Mary. Richard Phillips is 11. Blazing Star is 10. Maltese Phil, I didn't even see you there. You are 9. Streaky Bacon is 8. Susan C is 7. Calliope. Susan C is beautiful and Calliope is beautiful. 6. And Rusty Brown is 5. And John Van Dam is 4. And the top 3 are Andrew Rubin at 3. Claire is 2. Hi-Ho Kermit is the winner again. A round of applause for Hi-Ho Kermit, who's been helpful in the stream tremendously. Tremendously helpful. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find out who the top. Can everybody put down a number, what you think the top person, the top amount, the top concurrent views have been. Okay, well there you go. That's the top number. Oh my God, it's higher than I thought. Yes, there it is. There is the top number. Thank you, Kermit. And who's the winner? Keep on guessing, everybody. Put the first person to put down the number. Put down the right number. Keith and Calliope and Rusty Brown. Everything a spectrum, I guess, these days. Okay, Keith, keep on guessing. Put the number. You put 28 earlier, says Susan C. Yeah, there we go. Keep on going. I'll see you at 10:30, but who's going to win? The concurrent viewers. Oh my God, we had almost 300 people watching this stream. A lot of people come onto the stream, and they watch, then they leave. They watch and they leave, but 300 people watched for at least 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, is the show getting more interesting? I'd like every single person to watch who watches to stay, but they don't all stay. I wonder if I will make it to the kitchen before 10:30. Yes, eat something. If you're super thin, like Claire is super thin, if you're super thin, eat. You're lucky. You're lucky to be super thin, but don't eat carbs. Picks, the picks only lasted from 3 to 600 AD. Where did they go? Where did they go? No one has guessed the number. What should I do, Kermit? Should I just say the number and say no one's won? I'm going to give you one more chance, everybody. Put down a number. Put down a number. I'm not going to say what the range is because I'll be giving it away, but put down a number. You're the soundtrack of our lives. Well, I hope so. And that's John Van Dam. He guessed 38, and he is a winner. John Van Dam is the winner. A round of applause. A round of applause. They bred with the Gales. The Gales, yeah, the Gales are Germanic people. So aren't they a Germanic people? Maybe they aren't. I'm not sure. But we'll see you tonight at 10:30. 288 people were on this stream, and 38 people was the largest group of people who've been watching this thing. Watching this people. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you. I don't mean to call you an idiot, Streaky. Who are they? The Gales. The Gales are like the Welsh. The G and the W are very similar in the language. Thank you, Streaky Bacon. Thank you for saying that. I'm sorry for calling you an idiot. I'm just saying it. Lots of people hate. Lots of people. I know you think you don't. But why are people totally obsessed with Israel, but they're not obsessed with any other place in the world? I told Mike Graham to give you a job. I'd love a job from Mike Graham. I would love that. I would love that. I really like Mike Graham, whether I get a job or not. The fact is, we are growing here. We're not shrinking. We're growing. And I thank you all for that. If I haven't thanked you, say, hey, what about me? What am I, chopped liver? You're not chopped liver. I love you. I love you, and I'm happy to have you here. We all have a chance of winning. Yeah. You all have a chance of winning. But John Van Dam won. He took the risk. At 38, he took the absolute risk. We'll see you tonight at 10:30. I'm going to keep the stream on for just a little bit longer, and then we'll be on at 10:30. Pix was a Roman term for people with tattoos. Interesting. We call those people woke. The Masons promise not to discuss politics or religion at meetings because those topics are always divisive. So you don't think we should, but I'm a very... Well, why can't? What am I supposed to say? We can't discuss that? I mean, let people discuss it. Let people feel free. You can discuss whatever you want to here. And I notice that when we have these arguments, the actual numbers go up. Some people run away. Some people go, I can't hear it. I can't hear. But most people stay. Most people stay. All right. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. I love you. I love you. Wave goodbye.